Welcome you guys, here we go again. I hope some of you enjoyed the webinar we did last night, highlighting the APT. The trade I did last night, which we ended up losing on, to be honest, but we did no scalping on that one, so I'm going to show you how we do it with a bit of scalping, and don't have to highlight anything from the APT so we can get stuck into it. The price of this under 1.5 first half goals too high. I'm willing to wait for it, so I've got a lay in there of 50, which will give me a risk of £27.50, and so the half time score I've covered there, covered it all but most of it, so I've got £15 risk in there. I've got the 1-0 and 0-1, so same as always on this strategy, we need a first half goal. But this time, as you can see, I'm on the under 2.5 goals, and what I've done here is I've backed this, and I've got a lay-in down there. I probably backed it a bit early this afternoon, a bit too early, so as you can see I'm in a red position, but what I'm hoping to do is get about £30. I'll just bring that down again. There we go, as you can see at the top, which would give me £30 with no risk on the under 2.5 goals. So what I do want goals this first half, but I don't want them right now, and it all depends on how quick this this shoots down. I'm hoping to get this match. I've got me that match. So I just wasn't willing to take the stupid price. It drifted out to just before kick-off, and as you can see, that's dropped nicely already. So I managed to get that. Ideally, with this strategy, I like it to be around the 150 up to 155, 156. But if I'm really confident, I don't mind going a bit higher. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with that, and for now it's a case of sitting back and hopefully no goals until I can get the under 2.5 sorted out, and then bring on the goals. But we're fine. If there is a goal, obviously we're looking good on the under over 1.5 goals, and we'll be on the correct score as well, and we'd have to deal with the red that I would be showing on here. Let's see what happens. And it looks like we might have an early goal, which not brilliant, but this is what we wanted last night. We weren't scalping the under 2.5. That's how trading goes. I'm not saying it's a goal because I've not put the stream on yet, so but it probably is. Yeah, sod's law. I won't. It's not a goal. I wasn't on the under 2.5 goals. Obviously, this is the risky part of doing it with the scalping. But I'm prepared to take that risk. Hopefully I don't have to show you how we can get out of it and still make a profit, because it's a bit more hard work. But where we've got it at the moment, it's not too difficult once we get that under 2.5 covered. If you want to do scalp the 0-0 pre-match, as I did yesterday, and leave your profit on the 0-0, which covers you on there, all good, but I know some of you can't or don't have the time to be scalping the 0-0 pre-match, so I'm going to do this one without that. I managed to get my stream on. I like to have the stream on, or whatever, if you've got BT Sports and whatever. You've always got a bit of a time delay even through the major providers, but it gives you an idea of what's going on. Obviously I missed whatever happened early on. As you can see now that 2.5 is starting to drop, hopefully with a bit of luck. It should shoot down to about 202, and then it'll probably stall a bit. So when you're scalping this, to make your mind at what you actually want, I'm just going for 30. If I'm watching match and it looks like it's a stalemate and there's not a great deal happening now, I'll actually take that out and try and get a bit more on it. Sometimes I will switch it over, depending again how I see the game, but for this strategy, the idea is to leave that on the unders, and then if we don't get any goals in the first half, we can at least get some of us as losses back. I'm not going to get it all back unless I do come out of this. As you can see, it's starting to drop nicely now. Okay, we've played about 13 minutes. So as you can see, probably by 15 I should get matched. Didn't watch it match. It was quite open actually. Decent games with decent football. Probably end up 0-0, but what I'm going to do is show you another way of doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 125 and lay it across. You could put whatever you wanted in it. 130 would give me £30 on the overs, but do that now and I'll leave £25 on the overs. But I'm going to try and leave about £6 because I think once it probably might stall when it gets to the 2. I'm willing to take that risk at the moment. So if that gets matched, then I'll have £25 on the over 2.5 goals and £6 on the unders. What I'm saying is I actually can see goals. That's just how I see it. If you don't see it that way, then what you do is leave it on the unders side. And once I get on that on the overs, I'll bring in the over under 1.5 goals. So I will have a £25 free bet on the over 2.5 goals and £6 on the unders. So my aim then, this is going to start dropping. Just wait till this gets matched. And what we'll do is, come on, get matched. Okay, I've got matched. So what I'm trying to do here now, I'm trying to get on this as quick as I can. The over 2.5 goals now, that's a free bet, so it goes over 2.5 goals. The reason why I've put, move this across a bit. The reason why I put 25 on there is if there's 2 goals, then obviously this is going to be close to paying off. So what I'm just trying to get a bit on this. This should start steaming down. Just managed to get on at right time, I think. Again, choose what type of profit you're wanting. Think about what risk you've got on the other ones. Well, at the moment we've got £27 on the 1.5 goals and 15 on the correct score, half-time correct score. So you're going to be looking about 30 odd. So you can have a look at it. So I'd be quite happy to get around that amount. So I'm not going to go mad, and it's a crossover points 3, so you're probably better actually going at 3.5. I'm just playing it for my totals I'm after. So I'd get 20. If I managed to get that match, I'd have £25 on the under 1.5 goals. I'd have £6. So that gives me about £30. Alright, it's not going to cover it all, but remember, I'm still hoping we're going to get those goals as well. So I'll come back hopefully when that's matched. Okay, it's stalled a bit. We're on about 18 minutes. I would like to get this done before 20 minutes. The average first time goal is after 20 minutes. That's the reason why. It has stalled, but I could do that now and leave £13 on 15 on the unders. But I think this is going to go in a minute, so I'm happy to leave that there. Stalled. I won't bore you to death, so I'm just waiting for that to get matched, hopefully before the 20-minute mark. Okay, we're just about over the 20-minute mark now, so working on my stats really. I should be getting out, but it's quieting down a bit. It's still openish, and still fit typical European game, feeling each other out. First half. Little luck, we'll get this matched, and then what we need is a goal, and then we can do a bit more scalping depending on what time the goal is, or if there's a goal. If there isn't a goal, we'll see how we stand at half time and whether we're going to carry on with it or whether we call it a draw and get out with what loss or what profit we manage to get. But once that's got matched, if it gets matched, then that's my scalping. For this one, if you're really brave, you can carry on in there, and you can start working on that your 1-0-0-1 and your 1.5 is cover rather than the actual trade. If you're going to do that, you've got to make your mind up and leave that money on the 2.5 or the 1.5. Once you get matched on the 1.5, you can switch back over to the 2.5. And you could actually switch this over as well. There's loads of options doing it this way. You could switch this over to the overside instead of leaving it on the unders. But because I've got that money on the first half markets, I don't want to be doing that right at this moment. If you really think that it's going to be tight and they might get some goals second half, okay, managed to get matched. So as you can see now, I've got free £21 on the under 1.5 goals and £6 on the under 2.5 goals. Totals there I can take at the moment. Obviously I don't want to be doing. So now what we're doing is waiting for some goals.
Market suspended.
That's a goal, and that's perfect timing. If it is, but it's not. I'm not that lucky. Yeah. That is going to drop as well again. That's going to proper roll down. But play it as a safe way and leave it as it is. Okay, better late than never. We've got a goal. What we on? It's not on my stream yet. About 40 minutes, so it's a bit late. But better late than never, as they say. Okay, it puts us in a reasonable position. It's a bit late to be scalping, but I will scalp. I'll just show you how we stand first. So it's 1-0 to somebody. It looks like Zenit have scored, which is strange because Lyon have been all over them. Anyway, so we've got 25 to come if it stays 1-0, and if we get another goal, then we've got the 50 to come, obviously. Now these are looking slightly different. There's £16 to go on there. What we can afford to do here is try and get a bit more out of this. Yeah, the guy who were faking an injury has just scored. Lord the sods. It's a bit late to be doing this, but I want to show you roughly why and what for. So I can afford to put £10 in here. If there is another goal, then great. We take the 50. We'd lose the we'd lose the 15. So we get 50, we'd lose the 15, and obviously that £10 I've just stuck on the £1.5 goals, so it'll be 25, so we'd make £25 profit. But it's just a shame the goal came so late, but as you can see it's starting to drop now. What I'm hoping to do is build that up a bit. And with a bit of luck, we've got 4 or 5 minutes, it depends how much injury time. There won't be much. These European ties tend to play towards the advertisers' timings and everything, so you tend not to get much injury time first half in European games. TV again. Okay, so I'm just going to let that run till half time. You don't have to do this, obviously. I could let it run now. It's just a shame that that goal was so late. Obviously I'm going to lose £27.50 there. But I'm going to gain £25.64 there, so okay, I'll be down a couple of pounds, but I can get that back on here, as you can see already. £16 and whatever this finishes at half time. We'll see how we go. Okay, we got to half time. I'll show you how we stand. So obviously we didn't get the 2 goals, but the half time score saved us bacon, and that's the idea of it. Shame we didn't get the 2, but I'll just show you where we stand. So we collect £25.64, but we lose £27.50, so just short of a couple of quid loss. So I can now take £16.44 and the 189, so we make about £18 if I traded it all out now. Advice would be take the £18, it's done and dusted, you don't have to bother with second half. Another way of looking at it now is I've only got a couple of quid risk. I've got that £10 in there. What I could do is put £10, leave £17.20, put £10 on there. I'd be leaving £17.25 on the under 1.5 goals. So if there wasn't another goal, which I'm going to do anyway, or I'll just show you another way. So you got £17.25 on the unders. plus that £6 there as well, so that would make us 20 odd pound, and 25 if it goes on the overs. The other way is you could do something like this, not that much. Put more of a risk on the under 1.5 goals and take us profit there, but the best way to do this is take the risk out of the trade. Hopefully that'll get matched, so that will leave us 17.25 on the unders, and then you can just let it run, or you could put some more in here. So we could put 20 in there, so second half, if I did that, hopefully if that 1.5 gets matched, if it doesn't I'll get it matched up just above it. We'd have an £18 risk on the second half. If it went to 2-0, then obviously we'd have a green, so depending on when it went 2-0, I think there's going to be some more goals in it. The home side are down, they were better side first half, that's how I see it at the moment. Lyon were favourites to start with, so I'm seeing at least one goal. I can't see Zenit holding on if they score another great. So what I'm going to do is I'm willing to take a bit of a risk and put the £18 in it. £17.60 risk. Hopefully that's going to get matched. So my whole risk, if I just left it, would be on there. The other way is to take this over, but this is the safest way. Get that match. We've got a free bet to get that 17.25 if it stays as it is. As long as the goal's not too late, we're going to be able to collect on the 2.5. Hopefully it's nice and early, and we'll get a nice figure on there as well. If I don't get that matched, I'll do it just before half time. I might have to risk a fraction more. Okay, I've managed to get matched on the under 2.5 goals, so I've got a £17.60 risk. I've not got matched on there, but I'll let it run. Should get matched in a minute. Okay, I'd lose £10 if it don't, but I've got the £45 over there. See how we go. What I want then is some goals this second half. 2 would be nice, but 1 should be okay depending on what time it is. Right, matched on there just before we kicked off second half, so I've got a £17.60 risk, and from the first half I'm about £1 down. We could have had that taken the profit, but we'll carry on a bit. Another option is you could have left that £10 in there till you get this to an even bigger total, depending on how you see it. I honestly think we're going to get a goal, hopefully early. You also have another option while you're in this sort of position. We could put £20 in here, we'll still have the 25 on there and £3.60 on the unders, so it's like a no risk scalp. I will do it just to show you what I mean, and then what it does is it can build up or reduce this if we let it run for a bit. You usually find second halves usually go pretty quick. I missed the opportunity, to be honest. We should have gone in straight away. Not going to get it there. Bit of luck, we'll get matched on here. So you see what I mean? £2.80. So we were £17. So if you want to
market
reduce,
suspended.
so freaking low. That looks like a goal, so a bit of a nightmare for me there, but there you go. It's not going to cost me anything, but that's going to be a nice green on. That's a shame. That's if it is a goal. I think it looks like it is. There's a goal or a penalty. But you can see what I mean as no risk, so in a way it's a good way of showing you that even though a goal went in, obviously that's not 45 anymore, it's only 25, so I'm not going to collect on as much if this is a goal. And then I can let this run and try and collect the 25, or we should have a nice green, probably 17, 18, 19 pounds, something like that. So I will probably take that and come out of it and call it a day, but we'll see what happens. Don't know what's happened. Yeah, nailed on penalty. So to score this, then your best option is to get out. There probably will be another goal, but it's just a shame. I just cost myself a bit of money, but in overall I'm going to come out in profit about 17, 18 pounds, something like that. Okay, so it's got penalty. So as you can see, I'll take the £20. So doing that cost me, but it cost me my profit. It didn't cost me as in losing. So for the sake of £5, you're better off collecting that now. So about £2 down. So overall £18 profit. It can't be sniffed at. So as you can gather, with that being £18, so that was 45. We would have
Market
collected.
suspended.
Oh, damn, another goal. Would have collected about 36, 37, something like that. Anyway, that gives you an idea. Hopefully, for those of you that were wondering about the actual strategy yesterday, and for those of you who already know the strategy but want a way of scalping it while it's in play, Sodslow, I think that's another goal. So we would have collected 45 at no risk. We'd have had the risk I had in there, but it had gone once that first one went in. That must be a goal or another penalty. Anyway, happy days, profits, and hopefully enjoyed it, and see you on the next one.